This is the 3D VIEW-MASTER adventure Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. VIEW-MASTER Reel 1. Picture 1. In the days when Harun al-Rashid was Caliph, there lived in Baghdad a young scoundrel who was famous for his tricks. Aladdin was the son of Mustafa the tailor, who had been dead for many years. His mother worked hard to earn their living spinning cotton. As for Aladdin, he spent most of his time idling in the alleys, without care for the morrow. His good mother was greatly worried by this. One day he was approached by a stranger whom he had never seen before. "My boy, I'm your uncle, and I have just arrived from Africa. I want to celebrate my homecoming. As I am very rich, here are 2 dinars. Give them to your mother and tell her to prepare a good meal for this evening. I shall be your guest." Then, with a little mocking smile, the stranger vanished. Picture 2. And indeed, it was a festive evening in the miserable little house. It was a real feast. Roast lamb, watermelons, pomegranates, figs, grapes. "May Allah protect this dwelling," said the stranger. "Tomorrow I shall take this young scoundrel and buy him some fine clothing. Later I shall make him a prosperous merchant." Aladdin's mother had not recognized this brother-in-law from Africa. She heard these fine words with a certain mistrust. Could this stranger bring them unhappiness? Picture 3. All day Aladdin and his uncle strolled from stall to stall in the market. At the start, the son of Mustafa, the tailor, felt a little uneasy in his rich attire. The sun had already set when his uncle still wanted to go and visit the olive grove. Beside a stream he mumbled some mysterious words. Immediately the rock split, opening up to a sinister cavern. Picture 4. The magician uncle snapped his fingers. A rope shot out from the depths. "Listen carefully, Aladdin," he said. "You are to go down into the cavern. You will see many doorways. Go past them until you reach a wonderful garden. There you will find an old lamp. Bring it back here and be sure not to drop it." Then the uncle quickly slipped a magic ring onto Aladdin's finger, and the boy went down into the chasm. Picture 5. A little frightened, but still showing plenty of courage, Aladdin crossed many lavishly adorned galleries. At last he reached the magic garden. How quiet it was! Only the sound of the palm trees could be heard. Stepping slowly, Aladdin cleared his way through a tangle of giant bracken and tropical creepers. Here and there were golden tables laden with cups brimming over with precious stones of every color. Suddenly, Aladdin was shaken in every limb. He had just seen a skeleton. Picture 6. Suddenly, there in front of him, he saw the lamp, shining its light among the everlasting greenery of the palm trees. Aladdin hardly dared go near it. The silence around the magic object was frightening. However, he plucked up his courage and did what his uncle had told him to do. he respectfully took the wonderful lamp and carried it away. Picture 7. When Aladdin reached the foot of the rope, he heard the rough voice of his false uncle. "Where are you, son of a dog? Hurry up with the lamp!" Grasping the lamp in his left hand, the young boy hastily climbed the rope. When he reached the top, he held out his free hand to his uncle so that he could help him out of the hole. But the wicked man shouted, "First give me the lamp, you good-for-nothing!" As Aladdin refused, he started to dance with rage, saying the magic words, and the enormous rock closed down over the grotto like a lid. Poor Aladdin, may Allah protect you. VIEW-MASTER Reel 2, Picture 8. So Aladdin was a prisoner in the grotto. He asked himself sadly why he had listened to the stranger. Full of melancholy, he looked at the lamp and the precious stones he had hidden in his turban. By chance he touched the magic ring his false uncle had given him. Immediately an immense chin appeared before his frightened eyes. "I am the servant of who wears the ring. Speak, master, and I will obey." "Take me home to my mother," stammered Aladdin, who had still not recovered from the surprise. Picture 9. 1 second later, Aladdin was in the arms of his mother. He told her his wonderful adventures and showed her the lamp. Moved by his story, his mother stroked the magical object which had caused her son so much trouble. And marvelous to behold, another jinn appeared, also offering to serve him. His mother was stupefied, so Aladdin said, "We are hungry, jinn." Immediately the genie presented them with silver plates filled with the most sumptuous foods. Picture 10. Thanks to the beneficence of the genie of the lamp, there was no more poverty in their household. Aladdin grew into a fine young man. One day he saw in the Sultan's garden the Princess Badrulbadur and her fiancé, the son of the Grand Vizier, kneeling down before her. The incomparable beauty of the Sultan's daughter touched Aladdin's heart with tender emotions. "I love her and want her for my wife," he thought. Picture 11. Aladdin's love grew to the point where he sent his mother to see the Sultan. After waiting several days, she was at last admitted to see the exalted person. From the folds of her dress, she took out a gold plate brimming over with precious stones. "O high monarch, accept this gift from my son Aladdin, who begs me to ask for the hand of your daughter, the princess," she said, bowing her head respectfully. Picture 12. The Sultan accepted the sumptuous present with a vague promise. Alas, the Grand Vizier jealously arranged that the marriage of his son and the princess took place without delay. But Aladdin kept watch. On the eve of the wedding, the genie of the lamp took the young couple away from the royal palace and kept them apart. Picture 13. The newly married husband spent a terrible night. He was thrown in a hut where a rattlesnake terrified him. As for Princess Badrulbadur, she was safe in Aladdin's room. Silently she looked straight ahead, pretending to take no notice of the young man who was surrounding her with kind attention. Picture 14. Back in her father's palace, the princess, who now felt a strong liking for Aladdin, asked the Sultan to annul her hasty marriage with the Grand Vizier's son. For the second time, Aladdin sent his mother to the palace with rich presents. In a single night, he had used his lamp to bring forth from the earth a fairy palace for his dearly beloved princess. In face of so much magnificence, the Sultan gave his daughter to an overjoyed Aladdin without delay. VIEW-MASTER Reel 3. Picture 15. Aladdin soon became a prince beloved by everyone, for he shared his wealth with the poor. Furthermore, the Sultan, having found him a wise counselor, decided to make him his successor. But above all, Aladdin was happiest to be loved and admired by his wife, the adorable Princess Badroulbadour. The fame of this couple, whom Allah had so richly blessed, was spreading beyond the frontiers. Picture 16. However, the wicked magician in Africa had seen their happiness in his crystal ball. He hastily came back to Baghdad. Disguised as a peddler, he managed to get into the palace. Aladdin was away on a hunting expedition. Princess Badroulbadour received the man without suspecting anything and agreed to change the magic lamp for 2 porcelain lamps. Picture 17. Waiting no longer, the cunning magician rubbed the lamp. The jinn appeared immediately. "I am the servant of the man who owns the lamp. Speak, master, and I will obey." "Transport Aladdin's palace into my garden," ordered the magician. Immediately, the sumptuous palace appeared in the African desert. Picture 18. The whole of Baghdad was in commotion. Where was the princess? The Sultan was inconsolable. He had Aladdin thrown into prison and gave orders for him to be beheaded. But this hardly worried the young man at all. He only had one thought: to find his dear wife again. Allah be praised, he still had his magic ring. He ordered the genie to transport him to his palace on a magic carpet. Picture 19. Faster than the wind, the carpet flew to Africa. It reached the window of the wicked magician and stayed floating there. Aladdin recognized his false uncle, who, his eyes sparkling with cunning and wickedness, was playing with the wonderful lamp. Without doubt, he was thinking of the evil tricks he would play in future. Picture 20. Aladdin found his way into the palace through a secret door. At dawn, he lured the magician to the rampart walks and challenged him. There followed a fight to the death. Aladdin proved the stronger and threw the evil sorcerer, shouting with fury, down from the battlements. Picture 21. And so it was that Aladdin recovered his beloved Princess Badroulbadour and his wonderful lamp. The jinn quickly took the palace to Baghdad, and meanwhile the happy couple came back on a magic carpet, which gently put them down in the Sultan's gardens. They lived happily to the end of their days, for they always had, thanks to the wonderful lamp, everything that can be wished for on this earth.